Good morning. Happy Monday. So we're going to be doing this look today, and I'm not going to just ramble on like I normally do. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to pick up this beautiful brown right here, and then I'm going to transition into this beautiful berry shade, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in my crease with this just luscious, gorgeous gold shade right here. So we're going to be using 3 shades from our Lime Life eyeshadow products, and look at how beautiful these shades are. Can we just appreciate every single shade that's in this palette? Right? I know, they're so pretty, really pigmented, people. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and use a kind of a small dome packing brush. Remember, we pack it on first for intensity, just to really pick up that shade of color. So I'm going to go ahead and outline where I want this eyeshadow to sit. And I'm not going to shake off the product because I'm not picking too much product up at first. So you know how normally you want to dust off any excess product on your brush. We're not doing that this morning, at least not right now, because we're not going to blend out. We're just packing this beautiful chocolate brown right on the eyelid. Okay, you guys already know, so when I look straight, it's because I'm looking at my mirror to make sure it's sitting where I want it to sit. Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Ruby. Thank you for joining my page and watching my live. If you guys are catching the replay, let me know in the comments below that you guys watched my video. Okay, so we're just packing that beautiful chocolatey brown on. And we're going to bring it down into the inner crease, just like so, because we're going to want to, when we go in there and cut our crease, look at where we're going to have that come all the way down, okay? But we have to make sure to blend that out as well, because that tends to be a spot that we forget, at least I do. And then, see how easy that was just to pack that on? We're going to have to go back in there and add more, because once we do our blending out of the shades, it tends to lose its depth of color. So I'm going to use a small angled brush, and I'm going to pick up that beautiful berry shade there, and I'm going to tap it on right on that edge, and then you're going to see how we get that blended out, and it just kind of transitions into a beautiful light berry burgundy color. And so we're just going to sit it right on the chocolate and right above. Well, I hope everyone's weekend was well spent. Mine was. Good morning, girl. I'm good. Just on here doing, you know, what I like to do. How are you doing? Did you have a nice birthday? I noticed you had a birthday the other day. How was your birthday? So you guys see how I'm applying that shade right above that brown? Now I'm going to go in with a clean brush. Let me get my towel that's right behind my chair. So I'm going to dust off any product that I do have on my brush, and we're going to lightly dust off that burgundy shade. What are you doing up so early? So we're going to lightly dust that off, and we are touching that brown, and that's okay that we get that blended out, because we're going to pretty much want those 2 shades to kind of blend in together. But I'm making sure that I'm going up into that burgundy shade to get that blended out on that harsh line. Okay. And I noticed that on this one, I went up a little bit higher than I did over here, which is fine. I can go back in and I can bring that back down. So whenever that does happen, I'll just get a clean brush, and then we'll just start bringing that down. You see? Oh, I know how that feels. Boy, you think dancing ain't that, doesn't take too much of, you know, our body's activity, but boy, when you ain't danced for a while and you get in there and try to think that you can dance the way you used to, I know when I do, I'm just like, I need a time out. Dancing is so much fun. I'm glad you had fun. Awesome. And there's no better way to celebrate it than dancing and having fun. Shoots. I love to dance. My husband is such a great dancer that I used to have to just twist his arm to dance, and he just doesn't want to, or he didn't want to for the longest time. And I'm just like, me, I love to dance. I'm like, you have to dance with me. Like, I have to get this out of my system. And I would just kind of dance by myself until just one day, just out of nowhere, he did. And we started dancing, and we really haven't stopped since then. But after like almost 15 years, he didn't really want to dance. And he's got his reasons why. And, you know, I respect that. But I'm just like, I still need to dance. I have to dance. I love to dance. And he is such a great dancer. Like, we have to like really compliment each other on certain moves, certain dance moves. But we're going to get him up to par. So I'm going to add a little bit more because I do notice a little sparse area there, which is a little empty. And that's for me bringing that shade down. But look, we fixed it. So now we brought it right back down. You see how even if you go up too high, you want to make sure it's still even with the other one. And if you go up too high, you can always still bring it right back down. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that shade out. And I'm going to just lightly just kind of dust it back and forth. What do you like to dance? I'm sure you got some moves too. Okay, so that's about right. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that crease. See, this is easy. I'm really trying to go for simple and easy. I need to shake something. You're too funny. Oh. Yeah, dancing's good. Dancing's good for the soul. I grew up dancing. My parents always went to concerts. Their jam was, you know, back in the day, Los Tigres del Norte. And I loved it, you know. I loved it so much. My parents used to always take me with them to the concerts and, you know, the bailes. So since I was like young, I was always dancing. My parents used to always take me dancing. Oh, girl, you dance salsa? Oh, that is my passion. I love me some salsa. My husband doesn't dance salsa, but, you know, he dances cumbia. And, not, you know, he's good at cumbia, but I kind of tend to take over that one right there, because I love cumbia as well. But he doesn't dance salsa, and I love salsa. I took salsa classes for a while, and it was the hardest dance that I had to learn. Like, it's not easy to learn how to dance salsa. And, you know, there's just so many moves, and there's a certain way, and it's just so very intense to learn it. But I learned it, and he doesn't know how to dance it. And when we were in California, he used to tell me, we'll go and we'll take classes together so we can dance salsa. It never happened. That's my jam, though. Salsa is my jam. But I haven't danced it since we've been married. Gosh, 8 years. We're going on, this Friday, we're going on 8 years being married. So I haven't danced it a little over 8 years. And I love salsa. Oh. But I'll listen to the music, but I don't dance it no more. Which, it's sad for me. But, so I'm going to use a very detailed brush to cut this crease. And as you guys know, this one is so much easier. Girl, who do you dance salsa with? Does your man dance salsa? You're going to have to show me your moves. So I did get new detailed brushes. And look at how easy that this one just carves out that crease. Whoops, we went up a little too high, but we'll fix that right now, and I'll show you guys how. Okay. So I'm just cutting this out, and I'm going to pack it with that beautiful gold shade. And I just pretty much follow that crease. I don't, there's some you can go up higher and create a crease above your natural crease line. I'm just following that natural crease of where my eye socket is. So you can still see that brown and then that berry shade right above it. And if you go up too high when you're creating that crease, I'll show you how you can go back in and still intensify that first dark shade. Like for me, it'll be the brown. It's all fixable. Okay. So that's about it as far as cutting that crease. And then we're just going to smooth this out with a smooth packing brush. Oh, really? Oh, how funny. That is too funny. Yeah, Los Tigres del Nortes were just banging back in the day. Oh, you're Colombian? Really? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, Colombian cumbia is different, as well as Colombian salsa. It's so much faster. Mexican cumbia was disabled for days. That is too funny. Yeah, when I learned how to dance cumbia, I learned from people like from Mexico, like, they didn't fuck around when it came to cumbia. They got down, like, it's not like your typical, you know, typical just basic cumbia. These were like people from like deep in Mexico, that learned how to dance like cumbia callejeros, cumbia sonidero. So that's how I learned how to dance cumbia. That is fun. Girl, I didn't know you were Colombian. That's awesome. She's like, I was my legs disabled for days. That's too funny. But when you guys dance, when Colombians dance salsa, man, I'm just like, that footwork, like I couldn't do that. That footwork is just intense, and they're fast when they do it. It's so beautiful. I mean, I know there's different types of, when Colombians dance salsa. But the ones that I've seen, it's just like, it's a lot of footwork, and I'm like, damn, that's too damn fast. Talk about, I need a timeout. So I'm going to pick up that same brown with a small packing brush. Yeah, it is all footwork. And I'm going to shade in where I went up too high. Can you guys see that I went up too high like I told you? And I'm going to pack it out a little bit, and I'm just going to go back in there and correct it. Yeah. And it's just, to see different, different styles of like salsa and cumbia. I love it. There's so many different ways to dance, even cumbia. But I have my ways, and I love the way I dance it. My husband's not, he doesn't know how to dance it like how I was taught how. But I show him, and he's got a really good concept of how to dance cumbia. He knows how to dance cumbia. And so we haven't really practiced at it much. We just kind of wing it out and go with it, but he's really good at dancing it as well. So you see how I went in there and I corrected that crease, because I went up too high, which is fine, because you can always go back in there and then recreate that crease, which I just did with a small detailed brush. I just picked up a very little bit of shade, and I just started kind of just drawing that line back where it should be at. And so, ultimately it's still kind of creating that cut crease. And so I just went back in there and I just corrected it because I went up too high and it was covering up that brown too much. So you see, it can all get fixed. So I'm going to pick up that same brown and I'm going to blur out that edge right on the outside. Man, now this live has really got me wanting to dance some salsa. One of these days, though, I'm going to get my husband to learn how to dance it. But I love cumbia so much. I mean, I love cumbia, but my passion is really salsa. But fuck, I can get down on some cumbia. So I'm gonna just kind of blur this out just a little, and I'm gonna pack in that shade right on the outer corner of that eye, and I'm gonna go in with my gold, and I'm gonna go ahead and start filling in my crease. Okay. This is a really beautiful gold. Look at the metallic in it. It's so beautiful. Girl, I would probably be scared too. I'm like, nope. Well, that's awesome. Well, hey, at least he dances, I I know there's some spouses that are like, nah, I don't dance. I don't dance. Like, qué aburrido. See everybody dancing y entonces ahí está tu viejo ahí nomás sentado y no quiere bailar. Like, to me, it's like, qué aburrido. See, that'd be one of the questions, like, when you're first dating somebody, do you know how to dance? And what do you know how to dance? Oh. Yeah, my husband gets down to, like, his norteña, and he loves to dance duranguense. He's got this one pasito que his neighbor calls it flotador, and my husband just jams out to it. And I can follow him. I can do it. I don't do his steps that he does, but that's just jam though. He'll just dance out to some duranguense, and it's like that's not really. Eso no ya no está pegando el duranguense, but he's got a really nice step that he dances, and when he does like zapateado, my husband gets down because I told him I have to record you one of these days when you do it, because when he does like the zapateado, he does his foot where it spins in the front and then he rotates it in the back. Oh my God, I just fucking love it. I'm like, all right, everybody out. Let's go to the room. He does it really, really good. And I told him the last time he did it, I go, next time you do that, I'm going to have to record you. I go, because that is so freaking good the way you do it. But he's got his moves. My husband definitely has got his moves. Right? That would be another one. You don't know how to dance, but are you willing to learn? ¿Te vas a acomodar, sí or no? Yeah, I'm gonna have to show you. I'm gonna have to record when love cumbia. Yeah, I'm gonna have to record when we dance duranguense, just so you guys can see how my husband dances it. He gets down. He really does get down on it. And then he's just like, pon un duranguense. I'm like, honey, that's like, eso ya no está pegando, el duranguense ya no pega. But you have to see the way he dances it. When he dances it, you're going to be like, okay. He does. He's got a really good step when he dances duranguense. And I really follow him. Like, I dance everything and anything. I do. And so, because like I said, I was brought up learning how to dance, con los Tigres del Norte. And then from there, girl, it was los bandamachos. No mames, güey. Entonces, no estás aquí tomando espacio, o sea, espójate. Oh, girl, that is too funny. Seriously, though, I mean, if you love to dance and then you're with somebody that's just ahí de amargado y no le gusta el ambiente, it's just like, entonces, ¿pa qué? ¿Pa qué estamos juntos? See, like my husband, like I said, he never liked to for so many years, but I knew he knew how to dance. So I'm using my eyeliner just to fill in a little bit of that line. I knew he knew how to dance, so I just had to be patient. But goddamn, I didn't know I had to wait 15 years of, to learn how to be patient for him to come out and dance with me. So now every time we have get-togethers, we dance. And then I tell him, I go, and don't start acting like we ain't gonna dance. And he's like, yo no soy payaso de nadie para andar ahí bailando. I'm like, oh, you're gonna be my payaso tonight because we're dancing. I don't care what you say. Y ya after a few beers, ya anda ahí flojito, and he dances, pero nomás a veces se hace de rogar. He loves to dance. Y nomás me hace torturar because he knows I want to dance now that we've actually started dancing. But it's just like, I had to wait a good 15 years for him to dance with me. Se hizo de rogar de más. And I'll tell him, fine, you don't want to dance with me? I'll go out and I'll dance, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be dancing all night and you ain't going to like it. And he gets mad. It is, dude. It is a lifestyle. I grew up with it. My kids, my son Fernando, my 15-year-old, we were with my husband's family for Christmas. He was dancing with my sister-in-law. We dancing. It was cumbia, and he looked so cute because and then he would spin her and spin her the other way. So I'm like, see, that's how you learn. That's as you're little, got to teach these kids. I was telling my husband, we were separated for a while, and when I was dancing salsa, I used to take my kids to salsa dances in California. They would have like outdoor events for the family, which is nice. And so we would go and, they would have a DJ set up outdoors, and, you bring your family and your kids. And, my kids used to go with us to these outdoor salsa events. And I loved it. And like I told my husband, when you go and dance, when you go to like, let's say a club of salsa, I go, el ambiente es mucho diferente when you go to a club of banda norteño corridos. You know, it's mucho más desmadre with those kind of, you know, dances versus salsa. Salsa is más elegante. It's more, you know, it's a whole different environment when you go dance salsa than when you go and dance banda norteño. And that's why I love the environment of salsa, el ambiente. No era de un desmadre. You know, everybody was there for the passion of salsa and dancing, and it showed, you know. They had a bar y todo, pero no creas que, you know, they earned their money, because I remember talking to one of the bartenders. He's like, we don't really make money here, you know, not for salsa events, because not everybody's, they don't drink, you know, they're not big time drinkers. So I'm going to apply some eyelashes. I apply in the middle first, and then I'll grab my tweezers and I'll set it on the outer portion of my eyelid, as long as it doesn't touch my natural lashes. And then I'll fix it towards the inner part of that eyelid. But I'll record one of these days when my husband dances his pasito duranguense and his zapateado. He freaking gets down. We call it el pasito flotador. Well, the neighbors started calling it el pasito flotador, because he just got his rhythm. So this is our eyeshadow look for today. I think it's cute. It's not an extra look, like too extra, but I don't think it's a look that's too hard to recreate. If you guys wanted to create a look like this, it's easy. It doesn't require, like, you know, an intense amount of blending it out. It's just a matter of packing it and then, you know, transitioning to your next shade and then lightly packing that on. And yeah, when dancing salsa, los corridos is a different... Girl, it is a beast. That's a good way of describing it. It is a different beast. It's just like... with my Mexicanos. That is... She said it's a different beast. It is, you know, so bien... I'm just going to leave it like it is. I mean, I love that music, you know, but I didn't like, you know, when... You know, in the time that we were separated, I didn't really like going too much to it, because, you know, they were just, some of them were just fucking rude and disrespectful, and I don't play that shit. I come to dance, not to, you know, don't come at me stupid. And salsa wasn't like that. They're so respectful. People are so respectful. Un ambiente muy diferente. And now I love it. I mean, I love, you know, banda norteño y corridos y todo eso, but with my viejo, of course. So, thank you though. So now I'm applying our foundation, and I have been using this foundation for the last 2.5 years since I joined Lime Life. I haven't used any other foundation. This is our our foundation palette, where you get one foundation and 2 concealers. And this here is $76. Our foundation tin itself is $36. It's a very reasonable price. And our foundation should last you anywhere from 5 to 7 months. I only go through 2 a year, because I use my summer shade and then I use my winter shade. And my summer shade will last me all summer into spring. And then my winter shade will last me winter up into, summer into fall. And then my winter shade will last me winter up into spring. So I only go through 2 a year, and only because I have to transition to my winter shade and then back into my summer shade. And our foundation is 50% pigment, so you do not need a lot. And the nice thing, like I've said about our foundation, that it just sits on your skin. It doesn't, you know, sit in the creases and the fine lines. It's a very beautiful foundation. It is a wax-based foundation, so that is like the best foundation. And there's no formula out there that compares to this foundation. This is a really phenomenal foundation. And you can just see the coverage. It just really mimics your natural skin tone, your skin. Get these ears, girl, because you don't want them looking all red and your face is just all... This foundation looks really flawless. That's all I got to say. And so then once I apply it, then I like to kind of pounce it into my skin. And so your skin still breathes, even though you have this foundation on, because it is a wax base, your skin is still able to breathe. It doesn't clog your pores. It just literally it's just a layer sitting right on top of your skin. So once that is done, if I feel like I applied too much, then I'll use my Blenderful sponge. And as always, I'll go in there and I'll just dab out any excess foundation that I have. But this is our makeup look for today. I just love the way the brown and the berry just kind of combine together. And I'll probably go in with brown on the bottom. And I can blend it out with a little bit of that berry. So I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm going to use this brush. This one is, Jesus, I need my glasses. This is the number 4 from Lime Life. And I'm going to have to start, you can see the tin already on my palette. I'm going to melt it down and I'm going to distribute that product evenly right back in the center of my tin. So it's easier for me to grab it. Girl, this doesn't trigger acne. What did you say? She says I'll drink some ibuprofen and ice my knees. Girl, sometimes like when I dance like that duranguense, I shit you not, my hip hurts the next day because I have a way of dancing it, de ladito. And so the next day I'm just like, God damn, that fucking hip hurts. Like, and I think it's because, when I'm dancing it, I see the ladito and I'm going with my husband. My hip the next day is just like, it fucking hurts. And so the last time he was wanting to dance it, I was like, no, I don't want to dance duranguense porque el pinche día siguiente my hip me duele. And so the last time we danced it, I did dance it with him because I knew he's going to want to dance duranguense, pero lo hice bien despacito y suavecito. No me exagere los pasitos. But this foundation does not, because it is wax based, it does not aggravate acne, nor does it, because that was my problem with my other foundations. And I kid you not, this is actually a true story. I used to have horrible acne, and it would every time, because certain foundations have that oil in it, and it would just irritate my skin. And then I would and I have oily skin as it is, and it would produce acne, and my skin was always just irritated from it, right? And so once I started using this, my skin, and I grew up, no lies, I've never had issues with acne until I started using certain makeup. And then I started having issues with acne because I wasn't using the right one for my skin. It was really producing acne. I was breaking out all the time. And then when I do get acne, it's not like your little acnes, like así nomás chiquititos. So this does not aggravate acne, nor does it cause acne. If you were to scrape out a little bit of our foundation and put it in a glass of water, it's just going to float to the top, versus if you were to use your regular foundation, it's going to just look like a worm on the bottom of the glass, Ours does not. And so this does last you a good 5 to 7 months. And it takes some practice getting used to it because it is a wax base versus using your regular liquid foundation. So you don't need much because it is super pigmented. It is 50%. Most drugstores and high-end brands are anywhere from 18 to 23% pigment, and ours is 50. So you use less, but you get more coverage. And it's all in the application method. And so look at that. Our concealer just literally blurs out your imperfections. So I'm going to go in there with my Blenderful sponge, and I'm going to just tap out any excess that I have sitting on my skin. And then I'll just kind of tap where my foundation and that concealer is, just to blur out that harsh line, because you'll be able to see the separation of the two. Yeah, if you're interested, I'll send you a link so you can take our quiz. We do have a 30-day happiness guarantee with all our products here with Lime Life. So if you're not happy, we do honor that, and you do get a refund. But most companies, it's like, yeah, you can get your money back, but you can't use the product. So it's like, how does that work, We do honor ours if you're not happy, but that's just how confident Lime Life is with our products. And this is what I've been using for the last 2.5 years, and there's no formula out there that will compare. Oh, shoots, I opened it up and it's broken. There's no formula out there that will compare to this foundation. Morning, puppy. Victor! Are you ready? Okay, no, we have to take him. Just go. Why? Because it's ready to leave for bus stop. Girl, I can get you color matched. And this one, with people who do have large pores, it doesn't sink into your pores and it makes your pores stand out. It's just a layer. It evens it out, and it's just like a layer of foundation right on your skin. It's not going to sink into your pores. I have pores in here because of my breakout from in my past of certain foundations that I use. But anytime you do apply makeup, we have our primer. You always want to make sure you're priming your face. I know there's like certain gel primers. I don't like those, and I do have some, and I spent good money on certain primers. But this is our liquid primer, and when you apply this, it's so light and refreshing and cool on your face. And it's, like I said, it's really light, so it's a layer of your primer before applying your makeup. And this one does not have any silicones. You really don't want to apply silicones on your face. So our primer and our setting spray are really like pro artist approved. Yeah, I mean, the company here is just, there's so much to learn about it. Even though I've been here 2.5 years, I'm still learning on it. Yeah, the company started off in Broadway back in the 1950s, so they've been around for decades. This is not a company that just started out. They only supply their makeup to Broadways, for, musicals and stuff. And it wasn't up until a few years ago, it just branched out and started offering the products to everyday people like ourselves. So I use the HD powder to set my concealer. I'm going to go ahead and use my translucent powder to set the rest of my face. Claro. Ya cuando termino de aquí te lo mando para que hagas el quiz. Y normalmente lo que pregunto a la gente que when they want to try the foundation, when I get you color match, you can just do the quiz and then send me a photo of yourself facing a window into direct sunlight so I can see your face and your neck so I can get you color match. And I am pretty much dead on getting you color match, so you will not get a shade that is not yours. And if I, need to ask, because there's certain shades, if certain people, and if I need to reach out to any of my beauty consultants within my team, then I reach out to them if ever I'm in doubt. But I'm always pretty much dead on, and when I do reach out, it's because I want to make sure that I'm giving you exactly what you need. So, but I'll send that to you. But look at how my face is looking. But yeah, I'll get you color match, love, and I'll send it to you. So I'm going to use my bronzer. Victor, turn on my car, please. And I'm going to go ahead and warm up my face. Oh, you're the best. You made me laugh today. Made me want to go out and dance again. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize you were Colombian though this whole time. Seriously. Colombians have a really beautiful accent when they speak. And it's like when you guys speak when you guys speak Spanish, hazte cuenta como que you guys sing your words, I have some really good friends that are Colombian, and it's just like, don't talk to me in English. I want to hear you in Spanish because their accent is so beautiful. I love it. So I just went ahead and bronzed myself. I'm going to get going. I'm going to apply a little bit of brush though, and I'll take a picture and see what lipstick I apply. I'm going to have to take my kids to school. But basically, I wanted to show you guys this beautiful eye look for today. So this is our Blush King from Lime Life. So I'm going to apply a little bit of glow drops. I'm going to put this one on my Blenderful sponge. So this is coconut infused, so it is really hydrating. It is a cream highlighter from Lime Life. And this one is in the color Rosé. So it's like a little light rose color. And so on my Blenderful, then I'm going to go ahead and tap it on. It's a really beautiful shade. And it's very light, so if you don't like that, you know, intense highlighter, this one is not. It's a really cream coconut infused highlighter. It is a very beautiful highlighter. Can you guys see that? So I didn't do too much. I just put a little bit on just to kind of give me a little bit of brightness in there. Well, this is it. I'm going to get going. I have to go run and take my kids to school. You as well, girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. You just made my morning. Well, you guys have a great day, and I'll send you guys that link, and then I'll attach that link into the comments. If anybody else is interested in having me get them color match for a foundation, let me know, and I will get back to you guys. Bye.